Well, good morning. Thank you so much for being here this morning. We have had a great first week. Students, I hope it's been a fabulous week for you. Lots of activities, and welcome to the academic semester of 2019-20 here on Missouri State University West Plains campus. We are thrilled that you are all here today. Let me introduce just a few people to you this morning. We were led in this morning by our chair for the Faculty Senate, Ms. Lee Adams, who serves as our chair for the Faculty Senate, and Mr. C.J. Collins, who is chair for our Staff Senate. I'd also like to recognize all of our faculty and staff members. So faculty and staff, stand. If you're an MSU employee, please stand. Thank you for being here today and for all you do for this institution. I am very excited today to introduce our convocation speaker to you, Jennifer Moore. As news director, Jennifer oversees news gathering and production for KSMU, Ozarks Public Radio, in her role as content coordinator. She makes sure all programs on KSMU, including those produced locally, nationally, and internationally, flow seamlessly on our airwaves. I so enjoy listening to our local public radio. She trains the students, the student reporters, and the announcers, and hosts the monthly program, Engaging the Community. Jennifer hails from West Plains. She graduated from the University of Missouri Journalism School. Her master's degree from Missouri State University is in blended Middle Eastern politics and journalism. She lived in the Persian Gulf for 5 years and studied at the American University in Cairo. She has received the Excellence in Legal Journalism Award from the Missouri Bar, a National Edward R. Morrow Award for coverage of the Joplin tornado, and the 2000 Honorable Mention for the Toner Prize for Excellence in Political Reporting. She's the author of Covering Elections for Smaller Newsrooms, a template. And she is always eager to hear stories and ideas and feedback from community members and listeners. Please help me welcome to the podium, Jennifer Moore.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lawler, and to the rest of MSU West Plains for inviting me to come say a few brief remarks today. I am from West Plains. I grew up on a farm about 3 miles southeast of West Plains, out ZZ Highway, if anybody knows where that is. And it's always so nice to come back whenever I get the chance. I've been asked to speak to you to help kick off your semester, to kick off your academic year. I'm going to keep it very brief because I know you all have been sitting in class already this week, and probably the last thing you want to do is do some more sitting and listening to a lecture, so you're welcome. But I want to tell you 7 things that I wish I would have known when I was in college. Here we go. Number 1, dream big. Just kidding, that's so cliche. Number 1, get to know your professors and your instructors. It might feel awkward going into office hours when you don't even really have something to ask about, but I encourage you to do that anyway. It's really a must if you want to get to know your professors and instructors. And it does 2 things. It gives them an idea of what you're going through, whether it's personally or academically. If you're having questions about a certain part of your class, or if you're a slow reader like I am, I have mild dyslexia. Those are things your professor or instructor need to know. But the second part of that is it will help you down the road, I promise. Professionally, if you keep in touch, those professors and those instructors are willing to help you down the road, however it may be. And I'll get to more on that in a moment. But these professors and instructors and staff members here in the first 2 or 3 rows are amazing people. I've had the pleasure to know many of them, and they are here to help you succeed. Number 2, be kind to yourself, okay? Now, too often, I think we all put a lot on ourselves in terms of, oh, I didn't do well on that exam, or I really am not hitting the high marks right now, or I put on the freshman 15. It's okay. We're all human. Be kind to yourself. Really, those weaknesses are things that make us all human. And I would encourage you to take time to just spoil yourself a little bit. I wish I would have done that more when I was in college. So whether that looks like coming to some of the events that you get free access to, the concert or events that you have through MSU, a ball game, or take a little trip down to Grand Gulf for a hike, or if transportation is a problem or money's tight, go get a book from the public library and read in a park, or grab some friends and go shopping at a thrift store. But do something fun, be kind to yourself, and be gentle to yourself. Rejection and failure are okay, and they often turn out for the best. So this is a hard one, but I really wish I would have known this as well. We're all gonna fail. You're gonna have rejection in life, especially if you set some goals and you really work towards them. For example, my failures are way too many to mention. They really are. They way outnumber my successes. But one is to have a goal of, to reach my goal of publishing a children's picture book. And this is something that I want, not just for myself, that I've long dreamed about this, but also for an additional source of income for myself. Well, I have sent my proposal and my book out to 58 agents in the past 6 months, and I've heard back from 50 of them who have said no. I have 8 more to go, but I'm starting to think either my book needs changing or I need to just go directly to publishers or start somewhere, a little bit lower on the totem pole. But the point is, I'm not stopping with that, and I don't necessarily see that as a failure. In fact, my partner and I have decided that every time we get a rejection letter from another publisher, we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna have a glass of champagne. Now, I had no idea when I first started out that I would be buying this much champagne, but again, not a total failure. So, lots of no's, but don't take them too personally. It really is part of life. Just keep going, one day at a time. Number 4, learn to be comfortable saying no. And I really wish I would have learned this at a younger age. So I know I just spoke about rejection and how much, that's uncomfortable, and a lot of times we don't like to tell people no. But I do remember my dad trying to teach me this lesson in high school, because I was so busy and I was so involved, and people would ask me to take on another responsibility or come to this meeting or be part of this club. And I just said yes to all of it, but I ended up being burnt out and really stressed. So I've learned to say no, but it's not easy, and so I've learned a couple of tips on how to make saying no easier. I can't take credit for coming up with these phrases myself. I heard them on NPR, I think it was on the TED Radio Hour, and I can't for the life of me find quite yet who said it. So if you do find out, let me know. But there are 2 or 3 phrases that I've begun to incorporate when I need to say no. One is, I don't do ... I don't do, for example, hot, sweaty, crowded festivals. I just don't. A lot of people enjoy them. I do not enjoy them. So when someone invites me, I say, I'm so sorry. I would love to, love to go hang out with you, but I just don't do hot festivals like that. Another phrase is, I have a rule about that. I have a rule about that. So for example, if I'm interviewing somebody for a story, for, say, a politician, for example, and say she wants to give me a gift, or, just some kind of a gift. Well, I tell her no, but it's not like, no. I say, I have a rule about that. I don't take gifts from people I'm reporting on. It's part of my ethics policy. So I don't do, I have a rule about that. And you can always just fall back on the good old, I'm sorry, I've scheduled other priorities for that time. That works. You don't have to even explain what they are, believe me. That's your prerogative. So those 3 things I don't do, I have a rule about that, and I've got other things scheduled. But sometimes just no is what you've got to say. For example, I had a great time tonight, but no, you can't come into my dorm room or my apartment. I'll see you tomorrow. Or no, I'm not going to laugh at that racist joke. No has power to it. Number 5, start networking now. Okay, now, when I was in college, I heard people say, oh, you should network, you gotta network, go to this networking event, getting to know professional circles of people who then might help open doors for you. And I totally turned against this. I said, that is so shallow. I'm not gonna go somewhere where everybody knows I'm just here to use them and to have better opportunities for me. But then I started noticing, number 1, that's how a lot of people get introduced to people or opportunities or jobs, and wonderful things happen in their lives. But number 2, the real thing that made me open my eyes to networking was, wouldn't I be more than happy to help someone who wanted my help or needed my help to better their lives? Absolutely. Absolutely, I would. So start getting names of people and contact information of anyone who just you might cross paths with, and keep in touch with them. Number 6, saying I was wrong, or maybe there's another way of seeing this situation, are often signs of strength, not weakness. So this is true for relationships, but it's also true in terms of our thinking and our knowledge base. And I really want you to consider this as you start in your school year here at Missouri State University, West Plains. I want you to encourage yourselves to grow intellectually, to see the other side of an argument you've always seen one side of. To think outside of the box, to really use your mind, just challenge yourself. Value truth, value facts, even if they don't always match up what you thought. And lastly, number 7, dream big, for real. I look out here. I look out here across this audience, and I really do see future charge nurses and hospital CEOs and drone pilots and environmentalists and philosophers. You all can really be whatever you want to be. I truly believe that. And it's not just enough, though, to say I have this dream. I tell my students when I was teaching at Missouri State University up in Springfield that it does take action. But there are a couple of things that I think can really help you achieve whatever dreams you have. Number 1 is to set a defined goal. Number 2, dedicate your time to it through a schedule and stick to it in terms of priorities. An example of this is I've set a new goal for myself in getting my pilot's license. It's something I always wanted to do, come from a family of pilots. And my partner is a pilot, and so it's just something I've really dreamt about for years, but I never made it a priority. So just yesterday, I had somebody ask me, can you be the MC for an event this particular evening? And I looked at the time, and I looked at the day, and I know on my schedule that I have prioritized my ground training for pilot work that night. And so I said, I would really like to, but I have other priorities at that time. So I'm afraid I can't, so no. Set big goals, dream big. And then lastly, tell everyone you know about your dream. Share your goals with people and ask them how they might be able to help you. And please consider me one of those people who is dedicated to doing whatever I can to help you achieve your goal. And how that works is, even if I don't know you, I will promise you this, and I don't make promises lightly. I will promise you that if you reach out to me, Dean Lancaster has my contact information, and say, I have this dream, I don't know how to go about achieving it. Do you have any ideas? Even if I don't have a clue, I will rack my brain to think of someone who might. That's how it works in terms of going after what you aspire to do. And you can see that so many of these 7 themes overlap. Networking, dreaming big, saying no. I want to wish you all an awesome year. I'm very excited for you. You're in a wonderful place where the sky is the limit. Thank you again for having me today, and good luck.
Well, we are very glad that you do Convocation. Thank you so much for being here, Ms. Moore. Good morning. I am Dr. Angela Totti. I'm the Dean of Student Services here, and I am here to do 2 things. First, if you are a new student, welcome to Missouri State West Plains. And then I have the pleasure of introducing our Student Government Association President, Ms. Olivia Granberry. Many of you I saw Monday and Tuesday as you first arrived for your very first class. And here you sit at the end of the week. You've survived. Some of you, I was actually still there when you came back out, and I was like, yes, I celebrate with you. Because just getting through those first few days is somewhat daunting, and it's a little intimidating, and you're a little heart-pounding afraid, but that's okay. You just keep pushing, because at the end of the week, here you sit, having completed your first week of college. Next week, you're going to still keep after your schedule and looking at your syllabus and making sure, and then there's going to be Labor Day weekend. And you'll have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And on Monday, you're going to be like, did I really want to go to college? Yes. Do not let that long Labor Day weekend fool you into thinking that college is not for you, and it happens every year. Somebody goes home and they're like, it was kind of hard those first 2 weeks. You are stronger, you are better, you get your butt back here on Tuesday because class is happening and you're going to be in it. All right, thank you. It's meant for the students as well, not just the faculty. Okay. All right, so second task, Miss Olivia Granberry. This is actually Olivia's 2nd year at Missouri State West Plains. She came to the West Plains campus last year after completing her high school career at Waynesville High School. Olivia, when she hit the ground here last year, she was motivated to be involved, and she was selected as an ambassador. So she served as an ambassador for our campus last year. She was a member of our honors program. She was selected to serve on the SGA cabinet last year as chief of staff. So in her first year, she collected some really great experiences, as well as being a peer mentor for a grant program that we got from the Missouri Department of Higher Education. So she has been very involved in that first year, which led her to being elected by the student body to serve as the president for SGA this year. She continues to be an ambassador, continues to be in the honors program, continues to work as a student worker, and will be representing you to the very best of her ability. She is your voice, and she wants you to know that she and the SGA are interested to hear from you. So when you have the opportunity to attend the student government meetings, we encourage you to do that because they are the voice of our students to the administration, and it is very important to us as the administration that we hear you. So if you would, welcome Olivia Granberry.
Good afternoon, Grizzlies. As Dr. Totti said, my name is Olivia Granberry, and I'm the Student Government Association President for your college, Missouri State University, West Plains. So as I started last year. I'm a sophomore this year, so I'm excited to continue my journey here. Welcome to the West Plains Civic Center, home of our Grizzlies volleyball and basketball teams. I'm so thankful to be here standing in front of all of you, telling you about this school that has done so much for me and will continue to do so much for me this year and will do so much for you as well. Today I'm speaking on behalf of you, so if you have any questions at all, make sure that you come and see me after this and get to know this campus better. Today I have been tasked with telling you what it means to be a Grizzly, and while I do that, I want you to think about what made you choose to be a Grizzly and come here this year again. For me, being a Grizzly means I have a support system, no matter what it is I choose to do. When I first stepped on this campus, I was a little nervous, as I'm sure a lot of you all are right now. I'd never been without my parents before. I came from a military base, and many of my friends had moved a lot, but this was my first big move. And I was here, and I kind of felt alone. I was nervous, but the longer I was here, the more new friends I met and the more opportunities I chose to take. I discovered many things. I joined SGA as a cabinet position. I became an ambassador and started earning my journey with the honors here on campus, all in my first year. By joining each new team and activity, I gained more and more people who I knew wanted me to grow both academically and as a person. What it means to be a Grizzly is different for each one of us. Some of us just got done changing our minds for the third time today, and that's okay. Some of us have our whole lives planned out, and some of us are just along for the ride. Whatever describes you right now, know that you belong here. Remember, the person sitting beside you just went through their first week of college too. And if you're lucky, soon you'll make many friends who already have their first year of college under their belt. I too was sitting in the same seat that you are last year, and I had just conquered my first week of college and I survived, so you can too, don't worry about it. As the year goes on, make a conscious choice to have a true college experience. Get involved in this campus, whether it be through joining SGA or Grizzly Madness, coming to our athletic events, or just coming to events on campus. We've got a lot of them that are coming up, so don't forget about them. Reach out and meet other students that have similar interests as yourself, and find someone, maybe who's even your complete opposite. Grow your circle on campus and find your support system. Missouri State University West Plains is full of faculty and staff that are welcoming and are always, always here to help you. Being a Grizzly is about more than just a number. They want to see each of us succeed. MSU West Plains gives everyone the support and opportunity to be great. However, you must take a leap and decide that you really want to be great. Be the change you want to see in yourself. And as I come to a close, I want you all to think about what made you choose to be a Grizzly. I want to thank the student body for putting their trust in me and being the voice of the students. I encourage all of you to get involved on this campus, and I encourage you to be determined and successful in everything you do and find your support system. Understand that it won't always be easy, and it will take a lot of perseverance and hard work on your part. But don't be afraid to talk to someone who's done it before. You're given the tools to achieve your goals here at MSU West Plains, and now it's up to you to decide what you do with them. I want to personally welcome you to the Grizzly family, and I'm excited to see what you accomplish this year. Thank you.
Thank you, Olivia, and thank you, Jennifer, for your address as well. One of the themes that you may have heard as both Olivia and Jennifer were talking was this idea of choice. It is about what you choose authentically. If you want to talk more about that another day, we can. But it is what you choose. One of those things that you did not choose, probably, was your name. So I want you to do something for me. This is where you get to speak. I want you to, in just a minute, to say, my name is whatever your name is. And we're going to do it together. You're doing it out loud, which means you speak out loud, right? Okay, so, ready? Just my name is, and just give your name. Ready? 1, 2, 3. My name is. Thank you. You just introduced yourself to me. I got all those. You didn't choose that name, but how you use that is what you choose. Those of us who do the adult thing have chosen to use our names in a variety of ways. So when I bought a house, I chose to get a mortgage, and I put my name on a document, a contract. I chose to do that. I chose to do that and pay it back, because that was something I wanted to do. So in this thing called college, I think it's important that you all realize what you are choosing. And in that choice comes great passion. When it's really yours, when it's really your choice, can come great passion that will carry you through the hard times, the times like the day after Labor Day, or before Thanksgiving, or whatever it might be, when things start to get kind of tough. Because you don't have to be here, do you? It is your choice. And so if you want this to mean something, You must choose. So one of those ways we want to symbolically help you do that is through the signing of the Book of Grizzlies. So we have 2 books up here. And in just a minute, some of our faculty and staff are going to dismiss you row by row. And you're going to come up the side steps. And one by one, that side's going to go to this book, this side's going to go to this book. And one by one, you're going to sign your name in the Book of Grizzlies, as other students have done for the past, 7 years, something like that, 8 years. Now, if I look through those names in those past years, I'm going to see some names I recognize. I'm going to see some names who have completed this challenge. But unfortunately, I'm going to see some names that did not complete the challenge, and for whatever reason. I'm not going to judge them, I know that there's a reason that they didn't complete. Maybe they're still working on it. But as you sign your name, I want you to think about, if you would, what you're choosing. Okay? This is a life choice, not just something you've blundered into. And because of that, then there's some commitment that needs to come with that. Okay? So we're going to do this. It's just very simple. As you get done, you will go down the center steps. Be careful going down those steps. We have people who are going to attempt to catch you if you fall. But you'll, at that time, then you're going to go down the center aisle and you're going to go outside. And out there, Bruce Cavett and your IDS 110 instructors, and those of you who are IDS 110 instructors, if you want to go on out, that's fine. They're going to be out there, and that's where you sign your name to get credit in your IDS 110 class. Okay? And then you may take off and have a good weekend.